Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I rise to talk about the oil and gas industry in Newfoundland and Labrador with our production and specifically our refining. Newfoundland and Labrador had an oil refinery meeting our province's consumption needs demands since 1976. There's no doubt it had its ups and downs, but over the years it employed thousands of people, including myself, my father, my mother, and many other friends and family throughout the community. It, at one point, was 5% of our province's GDP. And that's coming from not the throughput, not royalties on throughput, but simply from tax revenues, income tax revenues, and other spin-offs. 5% of our GDP. The refinery used to produce 100% of our island's diesel, propane, jet fuel, and gasoline. Then, this Liberal government wasted $89 million of federal taxpayer dollars, while the province wasted another $17 million on a conversion that converted it to only biodiesel fuel. Now we have to ship in fuels from all around the world, and everyone is paying the price. Literally, Newfoundlanders are paying 5 cents per litre to accommodate the added cost of storage and shipping costs from these other countries. Yes, other countries, Mr. Speaker. Because this Liberal government refused to build pipelines to refine Alberta oil to the East Coast, so instead we're shipping it in from France. We're not even getting Canadian oil. We're not getting Newfoundland oil. We're not getting Canadian oil. We're getting oil refined from France. On June 6th, they had a Liberal colleague from Newfoundland get up and proudly announce that the North Atlantic refinery was expanding. I thought it was exciting. I've almost rejoiced until I found out that they were expanding in France and not in Newfoundland and not in Canada. So while the Prime Minister was flying around Europe to try to find a good deal, I wonder if he forgot which country he was finding a good deal for. So while he blames Trump for continuously losing car manufacturing plants to the United States, I wonder what his excuse is for losing refining jobs to France. I just can't wrap my head around how somehow a group of Liberals thought it would be a good idea to spend $100 million to take a refinery that produces 130,000 barrels a day and fuel our province's demand would be better if we reduced it to a merely 14,000 barrels a day of only biodiesel that couldn't even service our gas stations. How on earth could any business produce 10% of the throughput and maintain the same amount of workers and the same amount of GDP contribution? How could they not see that this refinery conversion would be on a road to disaster? It's only been open a little over a year, and they're already announcing that they're on shaky ground. So shaky that they just had to accept another $25 million from the provincial government just to keep the doors open. When will this Liberal government abolish their green fantasy and actually support oil and gas investments in this country that will actually make sense? Or will they at least get out of the way or steal our common sense ideas that will put Canada back on track? Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Energy and Natural Resources.
Mr. President, I thank the opposite member for his question. Today I rise in the chamber on the unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people with confidence and conviction to address Canada's unwavering commitment to a more prosperous future, a future we're actively building together. Our collective efforts to advance the biofuel sectors are not just about energy, they're about powering our country's economy, strengthening our sovereignty during a time of unjustified tariff levied by the United States and China, and creating good jobs for Canadians across every region, including in Newfoundland and Labrador. Let me begin by reaffirming this government's steadfast belief. Biofuels are essentials to Canada's environmental leadership and economic strength. They're fundamental to lowering emissions while unlocking new opportunities for innovation and growth across the country, including in rural and Indigenous communities. Biofuels are creating new jobs, reducing our carbon footprint, and helping Canada meet ambitious environmental and economic goals. Our government is securing important jobs while also supporting innovation in our energy sector and our progress towards more sustainable fuel sources. We're moving forward for our workforce and for the future of clean energy in Canada. Monsieur le Président, le Canada prend des mesures
Mr. Speaker, Canada is taking bold, decisive measures to strengthen our biofuel sectors and speed up investments for the future. We are relaunching and extending the Clean Fuel Fund, which encourages the production of clean fuel through an additional investment of $776 million from 2025 to 2030. Through the Canada Infrastructure Bank, we are mobilizing at least $500 million worth of green infrastructure to develop, grow, and sustain biofuel production here in the country. And what is more, thanks to the clean fuel regulations, money will be reinvested directly every year in supporting Canadian clean fuel producers. This will give them a certainty as well as a competitive advantage. But we are not acting alone. We are forging strong partnerships with provinces, territories, Indigenous communities, and industry leaders. Together, we are building a sector that is resistant to worldwide competition and able to respond to market realities. We are investing in projects that create and harness new, innovative Canadian perspectives. We have witnessed an incredible growth of biofuel production in recent years. Canadian workers and innovators from throughout the country prove every day that we can demonstrate competitiveness, nimbleness, and leadership.
Our government is making Canada an energy superpower in both clean and conventional energy. Newfoundland and Labrador's energy opportunity extend far beyond any one project. To get Canada building, we're working with Newfoundland and Labrador to ensure they can compete, win in a low-carbon economy. This means working together to ensure the further development of Churchill Falls and Gull Island, which were specifically referenced as part of our transformative strategies. We encourage the opposition to think big and support our effort to build Canada. Thank you, Mr. President.
The honourable member for Terra Nova, the Peninsulas.
Well, there was a lot there, and I thank you for that. I thank you for your commitment to Newfoundland and Labrador. What I am surprised was it seems, and perhaps I misunderstood, that the plan for this refinery going forward is continued government subsidies rather than just trying to find a business plan and investments that make sense and investments that actually bring in more investment from other countries and actually develop our own. You talked about Donald Trump's investments.
The member cannot use the you. You have to speak through the chair to the other side. So I invite the member to continue his comments without using the you.
Mr. Speaker. Yes, my colleague mentioned Donald Trump's tariffs, which is very affecting our country right now, but it's not affecting our ability to, it should not affect our ability to build our own country and export our stuff everywhere else. I'm not sure why we don't have pipelines going from Alberta to the East Coast, so that if we are going to continue this refining the way it is, so that we can at least get Canadian oil and gas in our province and not from other countries. He mentioned, my apologies, my colleague from the other side mentioned about Churchill Falls. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the proposal is for that, and hopefully we'll see a transmission line that goes all the way to Labrador. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Energy and Natural Resources.
Forward in the future to work with the colleague on the opposite side for the benefits of Newfoundland and Labrador. And our government is working hand in hand with our partners to identify new path forward, support innovation and drive solutions tailored to the realities of our biofuels market. We're listening, we're acting, and above all, we're committed to building a future where Canadian biofuels are a pillar of our national prosperity and environmental leadership. Let us move forward with confidence. Let us ensure that Canadian workers and industries, including the one from Newfoundland and Labrador, are empowered to lead the world in clean and renewable fuels in every region for every Canadian. Our government is building a future that is stronger and full of promises. Thank you, Mr. President.